Hello and welcome back to Phantasy Star 2. I have made an executive decision on changing the party up a little bit because I did some reading ahead to find out what I'm in for aside from Pain. And it looks like Kane is going to end up not being super useful to us in the future. So instead, I decided to pick up Anna so that way she can... she has some ability to deal area of effect damage to enemies using her weapons. Because whereas everybody here is carrying, like, you know, guns and stuff and all this other... Oh, I forgot to equip Amy with the fire staff that we got last time, because apparently that's really good. But Anna uses a special type of weapon called slashers in this game, generally known as slicers in other Phantasy Star games, at least after Phantasy Star 4. It's basically like, think somewhere along the lines of a throwing weapon, except you don't actually throw it. It's like it emits sort of a laser boomerang kind of effect. So that should allow us to fight some of these enemies a little better. Okay, I was gonna say, where the hell is my my boat? Ah, goody, we're fighting against all of these guys who are dealing the hit everything. For now, though, we're still leveling up Anna a little bit. We want to get her up to, well, saying up to speed might be a bit of a stretch, but can we at least get her to level, like, 12 or something? That might be enough, but we're going to... I guess we should probably stay near the town of Kueri then. By the way, I did also go and get her some equipment. This is what I think is recommended at this point, especially now that we have the fire slasher, because we got that in a dungeon earlier. So that'll be quite helpful in theory. Meanwhile, here is our buddy Rudo, who is just loaded down with all kind of stuff, and Rolf as well. How much equipment do you... Oh yeah, you have the green key card, don't you? I was like, why do I only have 2 of those? But I guess the red one would be gone by now because we're done with the red dam, right? That's actually kind of the smart choice, to be fair. I'm not saying that that's a bad idea. That's actually a very smart idea for them to hide that from me now that I don't need it. So that's perfectly fine. Oh, what's this random thing? Oh, Dr. Swolman uploaded a YouTube video. Mass Effect, any % speedrun history. I'll check that out later. That sounds kind of cool. I don't know that the Mass Effect games have much of a speedrun community, but if they do, that's potentially pretty interesting. Speedruns are cool to watch. I could never do that. But deal with that some other time. Pull that up. Get our resources on the go here. Where is the... Okay, so I should probably move all these tabs over to a place where they're in fairly similar locations. So give me another, like, 20 seconds or so here. Maybe less. Hopefully less. Well, yeah, now we can hear some more notes of this little victory jaunt, because it's been a... I don't think we've ever really given it a fair shake, so hey, why not, right? Ooh! These guys are just on my butt right away, huh? Also, a thing that is worth noting is that these guys are fast as the dickens. Wow. Yeesh. A little while, will you guys? God damn. I would suggest cold shower for these robots, but, you know, that's a good way for them to die horribly, which admittedly would probably help me, but still. Don't say that to their faces. That's how you get arrested by the Robocop. Yeah, see, these guys are mad at me. Just immediately going in for it. Oh, that's fine. What are we at? We said our target was level 12 for her, and she's at level 11, I think. So, not far off. Yeah, I think I can resist healing one more time, right? Yeah. I like that sound when it just opens up to rain shitloads of missiles on us. That's pretty good. Very soon, and with a large group like this, hopefully that's a good chunk more experience. Oh yeah, 1050, that's pretty solid. There we go, so that's Anna to level 12. So we're gonna go heal, and then I just gotta remember to have her on actually fighting duty once we enter the next battle. Oh yeah, let's check everybody's equipments here real quick. Equipments, items would probably be a little more accurate to see what else needs to be, See, I'm never really sure if I can actually dump off any of these key items that I don't need anymore. Or, like, how I can get rid of them. Do I just have to hand them over to the luggage guy? I mean, that would certainly be fair if so, but hey. It's time for me to forget about that again, as well. Okay, Amy, you don't need a second acid shot, so... We'll hand that off, and now... back to the overworld. Oh yeah, the boat is going to be right here. Boat, I say. I mean, it travels on the water, therefore it's close enough to a boat for our purposes. Yeah, see, we didn't really get a better look at the attack animation there, but you could see that little, like, throwing thing. It's kind of boomerang-ish, I guess. I'll have a better look at it at some point. Also, are these canals, like, completely empty? How are we going through them in our little, raft here? Yeah, look at that. See, it just goes through all of them. So good. What a nice piece of equipment. That is going to make our lives quite a bit easier, even with this character who's kind of a glass cannon right now. And we are in can't see shit captain territory, so I am doing what I usually do of pulling up a map so that way I can actually kind of navigate my way around. Although, I probably should look at one that's a little bit higher resolution. But what I've got will do for the moment. I think. Does it show where the chests are? Okay, it does. I was about to become rather worried that those were not visible for some reason, because I know there's items here. Oh no, my defense. Well, hopefully that won't matter too much, because we'll clear these guys out reasonably fast, right? Oh, not as much as we'd like. I think Rolf just continues to be as fast as he does just by virtue of the fact that he's been in our party for so long. But maybe that's just because I assume, oh yeah, he's gonna have stats all the way down the middle, right? Ooh. These Fear Gammas, these are upgrade versions of the Maz Gamma, I guess. So Phaser Gamma versus Fire Gamma? I don't know. These enemy names are really weird for the robots. But you can see they are doing about the same thing as usual as you get out of most enemies here. Unfortunately, yeah, Anna's laser cutter is not working super well on these guys. It's kind of a shame. But she's got a source of area damage, so that's good. And the Sonomech. This is the upgrade version of an enemy type we've seen before. The Wirehead is not new, though. Oh, okay, so it only hits all enemies of one type. I mean, that's fair. But it's kind of like the Zon spells in terms of their area of effect, so... Alright, we'll take it. Go up here. This should lead us to an escape pipe. That is not really what you would call a high-value item as a rule, because usually we don't super require those in most cases. Just having a look around here. Yeah, we've definitely seen all this Wirehead has to offer by now, for sure, right? We've fought these jackasses so much. That's not a major concern of ours. I don't gotta show you guys anything with those. You already know the story here. And we will have Rolf distribute some Gi-Res real quick. I forget how much Hinas and Ryuka cost together, but I think it's less than 10 total. So we should be able to get away with that. And I'm feeling okay with where Rudo's HP is. You've probably noticed that I'm being significantly more conservative in this game than usual, but that's because this is definitely... Like, I think what I've been told about this game's reputation has had an effect on me in that regard of like, well, I've gotta make everything count. It's like when I was playing that really hard mode in BioShock, and it was just like, oh, it says every bullet counts, does it? Well, I guess I just will not shoot. I'm going to just use the wrench, which, admittedly, is kind of what I do most of the time anyway. So, what's the big deal, right? And the answer to that is, yeah, actually, you got a point, don't you? Nice. See, the experience gulf is kind of thin, shrinking down a little bit. She's at level 14, and everybody else in our party is level 18. So, that's pretty alright. Alright, we'll cast SAR, but I don't think that's actually Yeah, that's really only worth doing in battle, isn't it? Because it's the same amount of mana no matter whether I just cast Res on everybody or whatever. And we pull this out. A Crystanish? What? What is that supposed to be? That is just the localization being completely drunk, I think. In fact, I'm going to go and I'm going to pop a tab open real quick here. I'm going to go see if they want to give me any information on any of these about what that actually is on this website that I have over here. Oh, see, this is like one of the very few things where it doesn't give me the full any of that. Do you have like localization info? Answer here appears to be no. So, time being, your guess is as good as mine. So, yeah. Yeah. Just kinda slightly confused as to what a Crystanish is supposed to be, but I'll tell you this. It's apparently quite good for Rudo, so we'll take that piece of information and pretend that that means anything to us outside of the gameplay. So, buddy, you want to upgrade over your ceramic armor? It's something. So now I suppose from here we got to find our way up to the 4th floor, right? As there's also some items that we can pick up that we can use, but we have to go to the 3rd floor in order to get them. 3rd floor, 4th floor, pardon me. Okay, so it's looking like this is not going to be the warp point that's going to take us there. There is exactly one warp location at the other side of this bottom of the room. After, in the escape pipe room. And I believe that goes down. Alright, yeah, that goes to the middle. I think I see what's being laid down for us is that... Yeah, okay, the whole left side there is... That's just 5 stairways up and down in basically the same spot, ain't it? Ooh, alright. This is some level design, I suppose. If that's what you'd like to call it. And, I mean, all considered, yeah, it is that. I just am being a little rude about it. For some reason. See, I think it would probably be a lot more helpful if I could see where I'm going a little better, but we've talked about that before. Yeah, it's dated, is the way I would certainly say, but that's something that I would say about much of this game in general. Who could imagine that a game that came out in 1989 is dated, right? And it's very early in the series, and very early in the history of the genre in general. A lot of stuff that I think people take for granted as parts of the RPG genre were not really in place at this sort of period. I haven't gotten to playing Phantasy Star 4 yet. I will play it at some point, unsurprisingly. I've definitely seen some pretty good stuff out of it. I've borne witness to the macro system that I think is just really good from a game design perspective, and I remain a little bit surprised that that hasn't been carried over to any other RPGs. I've seen a couple of plot points here and there about Phantasy Star 4. It's one of those things where I've read about a lot of these games more than necessarily played them, so I know, like, basics about a lot of stuff that's in many of these games, but have yet to personally experience it. By the way, hello, I hope you're having a good evening. Also, day, pardon me. It's not remotely evening. Wow, listen to me. It's 2 p.m. Ooh, Hybrid Heaven. That's one that I haven't played. I've played well, to word it very, very carefully here, saying that I've played a few N64 RPGs is probably a very weird thing to say, because there truly are not that many. Most people tend to be like, oh, well, there's like 3, which I think is not necessarily completely the case, because people say that and they mean there's Quest 64, there's Hybrid Heaven, and there's Aiden Chronicles. And I've played 2 out of the 3 of those, but there's a couple others that are very RPG-ish, and of course there's the ones that stayed in Japan. And that is... yeah, for some reason, I think that, like, a lot of people just do not mention the N64 Ogre Battle game. I do not know why, but maybe it's just one of those, like, different standard sort of things that they're like, oh, hey, RPG, strategy RPG, that's... because definitely strategy RPGs are a thing that are quite niche on a lot of levels in terms of audience. Yeah, basically. Listen, a lot of game discourse and... oh, don't call it discourse. Discourse suggests specifically... Anyway, I'm taking a guess the Amber Robe is probably usable by Amy out of anyone in our party. If not, it's probably more for Hugh. Yeah, so she can't wear that. She'd probably be able to wear the cape, though. Is she a cape wearer? I forgot now. Yes, she is. Also, I never upgraded her titanium cape. She can wear the ceramic cape, probably. That is... incredibly... like, that sounds crazy granular. And I appreciate that on a certain level. That is a very cool idea. That definitely sounds like the sort of thing that would look for an incredibly specific audience. Which means that I will definitely have to take a look at it at some point, because I am into at least taking a look at some of the more odd stuff out there in the world of gaming. Just in general. Right now, Rolf, you can definitely use that, right? And we absolutely want him to be well-geared. Platforming is pure N64 jank. Well, admittedly, I would expect no less. So, in good hands with that. Okay, I need to get into the middle of 3rd floor here. Just a sec, everybody. Okay, pardon the brief interruption. I'm back. That's pretty neat. That's a very interesting sounding game design idea. And yeah, this spiraling section here, this is where I can very easily be like, ooh, that is some lazy level design. This part up here. This is like, congratulations, you just installed RPG Maker 2000 for the first time, and you are goofing off with this. This probably shouldn't have made it out of the first draft, right? Because I'm pretty sure that even back then, just making the path a straight line but as long as possible would probably have been perceived as very underwhelming. Well, I suppose this did come out quite fast after the previous game, all considered, right? I mean, I have a certain respect on some level for Sega, at least, to be like, yeah, maybe they probably would, but... Actually, no, Rolf is faster, so he should be the one to use Gi-Rez on Anna. I should have done that before the fight. Cocaine is key. I don't know 100% about, like, cocaine usage in Japan at the time, so I will take that as being fairly, possible. So, and by possible, I mean fairly probable is the word I meant to say instead. They're quite close to each other, and I am very bad at speaking in the moment. I will say that if anything wants to throw me on the other side of it, is that in the back of my head, I'm just like, yeah, Yuji Naka worked on this. And that's more of me leaning into some more modern knowledge about Yuji Naka, and of course, Mr. Naka's more recent reputation. There we go. Because I say that not necessarily because of anything to do with Yuji Naka's career as a programmer or anything like that, but because of the insider trading. And my brain... Insider trading. And my brain is just like, okay, you did white-collar crimes. My brain would immediately be like, yeah, someone tells me you're doing coke. I believe the hell out of that. Fair? Probably not, but... Well, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Admittedly, usually I stream more in the 7 p.m. Central time, but my sleep patterns have been, like, way off lately, and I've been falling asleep at, like, 4 or 5, so... 4 a.m. to noon. I can see if I can drop in once in a while. Sometimes I'm up at... Well, especially the earlier parts of that. The later part is a little less normal, but a little more normal for people to be awake, rather. Again, I told you I choke on the words very, very, very readily, so... I guess I don't need so much anymore. Mostly playing Path of Exile. So, I don't know a whole lot about the first Path of Exile. I played some of it very, very far back, like early on in its lifespan. But I was on a very, very bad laptop that most notably had quite poor cooling, and the main thing that I recall about Path of Exile 1 is that it just made my laptop overheat quite badly, and that was quite unfortunate, but I'm since now on an actual PC and stuff like that. I played some of Path of Exile 2 for a little bit. I don't recall offhand how long, but I played a fair bit of it. So, well, yeah, I have a much better machine now. I mean, it's a little outdated maybe because it's on DDR4 RAM and using a 1080 Ti, but I mean, 1080 Ti is still pretty good nowadays, but too undercooked to be playable. That's entirely fair. I might have to try out Path 1 again at some point and take a look at it. Try to hate my character as I walk around. That sounds like cat behavior. You put him near a screen. Planning a playthrough of Knights of the Old Republic 2 soon. Neat. That's okay. I mean, as long as we're not talking about, like, the cat can put a dent in the screen, kind of. Then again, I don't think most house cats are that kind of size exactly. Just, you know, as long as the cat isn't causing trouble. Not silly enough to do that. Well, that's good. Only use them to climb around and kill mice. Well, alright. Oh, I hope there wasn't cursor there. Whoops. Thankfully, it was a very short period, so... Yeah, okay. Rudo has the blue card. Right. Now I get to go look at what the heck I'm supposed to do with this place. Which is surely going to be that I have to take the longest of all possible paths, isn't it? And we got an antidote. We really haven't had a use for those, I don't think. There's a piece of gear on the second floor, but to get that, we're going to have to go further up from there. So, yeah, okay, this puts us in the middle of the second floor. This way. There is something over there, so we're going to have to find a route around to that. But for now, we just want to go all the way north to go and pick up the item that is over here. All right, well, thank you for dropping in. I appreciate it. Always nice to see a new viewer. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy this series. I mean, sometimes the gameplay is really, really bumpy. I played the original game on the Master System, and you can imagine that that feels like 1987. But just from the sense of, like, the vibes and all the backstory and everything, I think all that stuff is cool as hell, so I can very strongly appreciate that. We got the Cressa gear. Judging by the use of the gear suffix here, I'm pretty sure that that is a headwear item for us. Oh, okay. So I just looked over it. Like, I've probably made it quite clear that I have a bunch of resources open, because this game, not necessarily the most forthcoming with information, even if you talk to all the NPCs. So, the Cressa gear, can we use this outside of battle? No, we cannot. However, inside battle, it will cast Gi-Res on whoever has it. So I might hand that over to Anna. So that way she can use that on herself as needed. Especially if we're up against, like, any of the really, really big robots and just singletons of them. It would be pretty good for her to be able to just use that on herself. Because otherwise, like, yeah, her damage output can sometimes not be very useful against some of these bigger dudes like the eyesore and its upgrades. We've seen some of the other, like, big war mechs. So her just being able to heal herself on command like that, especially while she is still easily the least durable member of our party, that seems pretty good. It is probably just as well, by the way, that we don't have Nassar on Amy yet, because I'd be using that all the time. Which would be a bad idea, because it would be a huge expenditure of mana points. I have to remember to cut the attack off after one loop, I guess, because having her do that over and over does cause a really big DPS reduction. And you can see how it was starting to become an issue in that battle, because we were still taking quite a lot of damage. Oh well. Still, Crescent Gear is a pretty good thing to have gotten. But now we go back up to the 3rd floor, and now I've got to take a look at what my pathing looks like here. Or doesn't. Okay, no, there's only one other path in this area, and this location is extremely straightforward so far, so... Alright, Anna, go back to attacking. I'm surprised that command has stuck through the previous battle all the way up to now. In fact, I'm kind of surprised she did it more than once. But I guess if these things have, like, free spells on them, then some of them might have some pretty strong shit that would very definitely warrant it from a perspective of if you're trying to actually do damage to anything. Okay, so we're on floor 4, if I actually do this correctly. Oh ye gods, there's 5 floors in this place. I didn't even notice. I didn't scroll down further. Whoops. Found storm gear. That is another helmet, I think. Well, we don't have Kane in our party right now because of obvious reasons, but it casts Gizon instead, so, which is nice. It's better that than trying to cast one of the lightning spells. The attack mech here. I'm thinking I'd give that to Rolf. Well, Rolf already has it, so he can use it for a bit. I mean, he can't equip it, unfortunately, but he can definitely use it to cast Gizon a bunch for free, which I'd be pretty okay with. Down. Let's go put us in a floor with a bunch of pits. Oh, actually, this might be a thing to use our... Yeah, just stick with the sword. The single damage is pretty alright. The color scarf. I don't know who that's used on. Anything to say, guide? Head equipment for Anna. Okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty nice. You have that, right, Rolf? Yeah. Alright, give that to Anna. Equip that. It gives a tiny bit more defense. That's okay. Cast Saner. I don't remember what Saner is, so that's... Found the Snow Crown. So, an interesting thing about that on some level is that there's no ice technique in this game. Instead, it casts D-Band, so it gives us our defense increasing spell when used as an item. That's kind of nice, I suppose. Okay, crack the map back open. We are on floor 2. This little bottom zone here. I believe that's where we are. No, okay, we're in the middle, aren't we? Yes, okay. Okay, need to heal after this fight. I'd really appreciate if we could actually land our hits here. But yeah, these attack mechs are tough as shit. Wow. Ooh. G-Res for Rolf. From Rolf, rather, for Anna. And you got plenty of tech points you can throw around, dude. Just use a couple more of those. So that's the only spot there, and that takes us to the bottom floor here. This is not what I was expecting was going to be the pattern on getting to this floor. Palezi AX and a wire face. Yeah. Pretty basic enemies here. I'll take any breather in terms of the battles, because things are starting to heat up a little bit. This way. And this should take us to the bottom section. Excuse me. so that brings us over here. Go this way. And we grab the wind scarf. Wind scarf. Right. Equipped by Sheer, and it just casts regular Zan, which is maybe useful, but compared to the Gizan item, that doesn't seem as impactful to me. Get a better look at this thing. Okay, so I guess we're coming into that from above if we... I probably would. First, we go down to floor 2 again. This way. Yeah, that has to go. What are we looking at here? Goes up. Yeah, careful around this ring of pits. I don't know why the thing is in the middle of that, by the way. I don't know who designs this place in terms of, like... I mean, I'm not talking about game design, obviously, in this case. I'm talking about, like, an in-world sort of thing. Why would it be like this? This seems so, like, unusable of a design and facility, you know? This way. This takes us to a Trimate. Well, that's pretty helpful. That's not a bad thing to have. Ooh, oh boy, this looks like an absolute rat bastard of a unit. Alright, please use the Crescent Gear on yourself, and I think everybody else is going to be good to just attack, at least for this cycle. Alright, now Anna, switch back to attacking. Well, that was kind of scary, but I don't think it was that serious of a challenge, really. We go up here, back on the 5th floor. But our task is not yet complete. We don't have way to the pits yet, so... way. This should take us to the other item, and then the other one is our upstairs. It's a Star Mist. Hell yeah, that's nice. We love getting a little bit of health recovery items of that sort of caliber. Okay. Now. Oh, are either of these okay? I'll take your word for it, guide. But, no! What the? I was blocked by that thing. Heck. Well, where am I compared to where I need to go? This place is so confusing. The answer is, I've got to make a nice long trek again. Well, that's okay. It'll just get me more experience. And we can't really have too much of that, can we? And the answer is nope. Shockingly not. Oh, shit. I love seeing this. Yeah, do you have the storm gear, buddy? You sure do. Oh, maybe I should... I was gonna say, maybe I should give that to Rudo, because Rolf can just cast that spell, can't he? Oh, well. I have no idea if that did anything. Okay, that time it definitely did something. Good times. Yeah, I'm going to move that over to Rudo so that way he has an AoE attack. Because I could just have the kid cast Geese on and it would be fine. It's the item. Ah, heck, she went first. Bit of a waste. Oh well. Strategy. Rudo, you go ahead and use yourself the storm gear. And off we go. Yeah, the damage isn't gonna quite be as good all the time, but it still is nice to have something that hits all enemies. Because being able to clear out large groups quickly is quite powerful. Yeah, we'll na-res ourselves all the way back up to full there. So we're in this room. Which means we go this way. North. As much as we possibly can. Oh god, and he's getting whacked around pretty hard there. Eesh. Hey, Rolf learned a new technique. Nice. Unfortunately, I know that that's not na-res for himself to use, because he only gets as high as Gi-res. I think we still got enough HP to survive this without me pulling out any more healing spells. As long as I don't get, like, super ass RNG in terms of fights showing up. Which, admittedly, there's always a chance for that to change. Yes, back in the days when they were that level of truncating, and it's just saying fight and strategy. That's just our menu. Although, Phantasy Star 4 does allow you to have 5 members in your party, right? Assuming I'm recalling correctly. So it would kind of look like that in some cases, right? Yeah, which... a 5-member party in an RPG, that feels absolutely just fucking wild. Also, I really tried to push my luck a little bit here and was hoping to get away from this without having to use more healing magic. That's my fault for even daring to assume that that was possible. Now, Rolf, where's your Gizan? There we go. Oh, right, you can literally only use it on one enemy type at a time. So, you know what? That's fine. Just go back to just swing. Fuck. Man. Although, hey, good news that the version of Gizan that comes off of the Storm Gear literally hits everything instead of targeting only a single enemy group. Which is quite nice. That is legitimately a very good bit of quality of life. But of course, there was the RNG fuck job that I was talking about earlier of... like, oh yeah, just bank on the fact that everything will get away with this. And don't do that. This game is a little too mean for you to be able to comfortably do that. So, whatever you do, don't. It's alright, we're like right at our goal, basically. Yeah, and Rudo, you have the blue card, so you're the most important member of the party for the next 10 seconds. Now, Rolf, use Hinos to get us the hell out of here. And then, now that we're on our boat, use Ryuka to get us to the nearest... well, it's not nearest. I gotta stop saying it that way. It's the last town we saved at. 320, yeah, the cost for reviving Anna is definitely going back up because of the fact that she's gaining levels, obviously. Anyway, heal up, and I will investigate the Green Dam in a moment. But first, I'm gonna be right back, everybody. Okay, everybody, I am back, and I'm trying to think if there's a better way to get to the green place, or if it's just kind of go around the map, but whatever. I'll take the long way. We could probably use the experience anyway, so it's fine. Probably. Oh shit, yeah, everybody's still using their items there. I should tell Anna to go back to attacking, because she's no longer in the danger zone and about to get immediately sniped by the first random encounter. Oh, let's take the long way around, because we've got to go to the north side of the continent here. Thankfully, these guys are nice and easy after all the shit that we've been through. I'm sure the Green Dam is about to have, like, significantly more painful enemies for us. Let me go check. I think I was... Yeah, I was just gonna go look at experience. On the other hand, there's just a lot of the same fights over and over here, so that's a bit of a drag. But hey, we're almost there. Granted, it's also kind of my fault for not taking the short route. Yeah, for not taking the short route. There we go. Okay, here we are in the Green Dam. Do I have a better resolution map than this? Yes, I do. Okay. That's good. And Rolf, you're the one who has the useful card here. Use the green key card, and up you go to this mess. Oh boy, there's a lot going on here. Ooh. I might get quite lost here, to put it nicely. And we find the truth sleeves. These are... that's a shield that's usable only by Sheer. So you can understand how many shits I give about that, but I'm pretty sure that it lets us cast... does it cast Res in battle, I think? Hold up. It's written in here. Yeah, it casts Res, which... not as good as some options, but hey... still kind of helpful to have anything that allows us to cast free healing spells. And this is a telepipe, which we don't super need that because we have access to those abilities on Rolf, but I guess if he's dead, then may as well have him on Rudo for some sort of backup, some semblance of a backup, you know? Alright, so I think we're basically done on this side of the map for now. There's no other items, so we gotta go over to the other side. I mean, I guess one good way to do that would just be to warp out and go heal and everything. In fact, Rolf, use Hines, and then also use Ryuka. And this time we are actually going to go fast travel over to Paseo, which is the closest town to this thing, I believe. And also take advantage of some cheaper healing here, because why not? Yeah, I think that was less than it was in that town after the fast travel. And in just a second, I'm going to go and save. Once I remember where the save point is. Actually, do I really need to use the save location? I can just have Rudo. I should go sell some items real quick in order to help make sure that my inventory is balanced out properly, and then I will use the save shop in town just to make absolutely sure that we are in good shape for that. Yeah, don't need the ceramic chest. Do you have any other items that need to be sold, Rolf? Yeah, you've got an antidote, so don't need that because we've gotten so many of those damn things. Rudo, you don't need the ceramic armor anymore because you've got something better. Rest that's fine. Amy, you don't need the titanium cape. And in fact, really, even if I was gonna move the crystal cape around, I would want to give her something different instead. Sell the silver crown. Anna, you don't need the silver crown either. And there we go. Alright, here, go and, it's the wrong slot. There we go. Let's save these in the correct position here. We just want to keep everything all nice and clear. Now we should be able to just go out north and find our jet ski over there. Yep, and now off we go to getting the same fight with 4 whistles again. Of course, the sheer raw power of our area of effect attacks will make quick work of them. Thank goodness. Right. So we go over here. And now is where I'm going to take just a moment to look at what my options are for where I can go. And see what will get us where. Because there's a fair chunk of items that we would like to gain access to here. Oh god, okay, so I actually... Oh boy. Oh, I like the look of this. So whatever I was saying before... No, I think I can go this way instead. Yeah, going here. Go this way. Oh, oops. And then we go to this one, I think. Goes in circle. Okay, yeah, sorry, hold on a second. I gotta restudy this map because it is kind of a mess. And yeah, it looks like I gotta go back into the left side of the map because whatever I thought before, I was a little bit confused. Oh, where the hell am I? Wrong location compared to where I want to be. Short. Okay. So here's back in this room. The others, these shorter paths by any chance? Answer is no. Okay, so we go over here. And then we go back across. Gives me right by the Truth Sleeves chest, so we go here. This one. Now we wrap around. This thing is just called a monster. I mean, maybe that's true, but what a descriptive name for it. I mean, I guess, hey, this is probably the biggest robot for us to face yet. Now, I'm not sure if the Black Void here is like a pit that you can drop off, so it'd probably be best for us to avoid trying. Because finding out, I don't think would be a thing we want to do. Yes, please go first every time there, Anna. That will help me out quite a bit. I wish Rudo was significantly faster, but whatever. It cannot be helped, probably. But hey, at least someone on this team is nice and fast. Has a chance of sometimes getting out in front of Rolf, which is useful in large group situations like that. So... Twig Tall. Excellent name for this thing. I don't know if we've seen this particular enemy before. We've seen this sprite before, but probably in a different color palette. Anyway, with that out the way, Rolf, use some key res on Rudo and yourself. Don't click Hines. That's not the correct spell. Ooh, oh boy, we've got a lot of big boys here. Yikes. You got a heavy solid and a van, which has got to be short for something else that I am not, like, knowledgeable enough for, but yeah. I think Rudo is doing more damage with his Gizon than he would be against single target. At least he was. And here's the monster again. Yeah. Okay, yeah, definitely against singleton guys like this, we want him to go on to the attack. Because, yeah, you can see that does a lot more damage with his laser cannon than with the other thing. Amy, go ahead and Gi-Res Anna. And, yeah. So there's an item if we go this way. I am going to check and see if it does something special before I do anything here. Oh, hell yeah, it does, actually. I'll explain it in a second once we get the item. Alright, Rudo, go back to using the storm gear. And off we go. That's right, get your licks in with that AoE damage, dude. Oh, he's getting lasered pretty severely. I should probably actually cast the spells before I goof off here. It's the Aegis. The Aegis? It is a shield, which means that we're not going to equip it to anybody, that's for sure. But it casts Gi-Res when used as an item, so that is monstrously helpful. In fact, that's a little bit nicer than getting an item that just casts res. Unfortunately, it does only work on the person who is using it. But I mean, hey, it's a free healing ability, so how bad can that really, you know, how much can you complain, right? And there's one more item over here. Excellent. Gain some levels in multiple of our characters' areas here. And we will fail to aim at the chest properly and obtain the green sleeves. This is yet another shield item that is more useful for the mages. I think it's for the mages as opposed to specifically being for the girls. Okay, no, it's specifically for the girls, pardon me. More powerful than shields, and they use a technique that I don't recognize, so ultimately probably not going to be used that much by me as an item, that's for sure. Using them as shields, that might be a... I might give it to Amy to have some more defense. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, we're going up this way. And fighting this twig tall again. Go pick up a Star Mist. Excellent. Very good. Always like to have more of those. Alright, now, before we do anything with this, I am going to save, because there's an upcoming unwinnable boss fight. And that means that if we die in the next area, I would like to redo as little of that as possible because it's quite easy to die in the next area, so that's not great. Again, based on what I know, I could end up getting into this and it'll be like, well, this is super easy, but I highly doubt it. Rolf, use the card. Am I in the wrong spot for that? Yep. Alright, we're good to go, and we get attacked by these 3 army eyes. Yep. Nothing really to do here except just deal with it. So technically these guys are killable if you grind it out very, very hard, but if you do that, you will receive a mere 2 experience, and the game will break. As in, you cannot get picked up to the Gaia satellite, and you're just kind of boned. You are obviously not intended to win that fight. There is no escape. You are in outer space. You are guilty of damaging the mother brain. You'll be kept here until your death sentence is carried out. Tried to open the dams because I felt responsible for making too much rainfall, but I was caught. I don't want to die here, not even knowing who was trying to destroy Motavia by using the mother brain. So, it's time for us to make a prison escape. Unfortunately, they took all our shit. I hope we get that back once we're through with escaping here, but in our condition, we cannot fight. And for that matter, we have no tech points, so we can't use techniques even if we could try. We have to simply attempt to run away from every battle here. Uh-oh. Feels a tremendous force moving the satellite. I'm gonna go see if there's a map for this. Because things are going to be a bit of an issue otherwise here. Okay. Tab. There is something. I just gotta zoom in on it because it's really small. Yikes. Get me out of here. Oh shit. This isn't the way that I can go either, is it? Well, we're about to have to reboot probably. Again, good thing I saved where I did, right? Because of all of these effing damage floors. Siren noise is pretty strong. We've been having great luck running away here. This is... I expected there to be a significant problem with that. Oh. Uh-oh, this satellite is headed straight for Parma. There's no time. What do? You just roll over and die, I suppose. It was that same dream again. Help! Huh? Did I disturb you? I'm Tyler, a space pirate. I left Parma long ago. Life under the Mother Brain was not to my liking. You were being held by Gyra, right? It's good for you that I happen to be close by. Your friends are also being revived right now. They should awake any moment. It was terrible. This is all that is left of Parma. Holy shit, it really is a Gundam. Literally a colony drop. One planet was destroyed. Who knows what happened to Algol? I don't know what to say. According to the news, you and your friends are criminals charged with destroying the Mother Brain. But I don't believe you could have done that, could you? Anyway, I'll take you to Passio. I've already got your belongings loaded. I remember now. You were headed for Dezolis. I have heard that there is someone there who can do things that Mother Brain can't. But he might be of a criminal nature. You can never tell. Well, I'll see you again. Thanks for the reassurance, dude. At least we got our stuff back, and we didn't die. Welcome back. I was worried sick about you. What? You're going to Dezolis without arrest? I see. You must have thought it out. Use the spaceship on the rooftop. But remember that you are still suspects. The Parma incident has made them desperate. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Yeah, I sure can do, buddy. I am going to, look through my crap real quick here, and I probably should just save, that's it. That's all I've got for now. In terms of any of that. Yeah, let's come over here and save. Now that we no longer have to concern ourselves with running from literally every encounter. Again, save in the correct position. And yeah, we're gonna continue from here in just a moment. Just taking a look at what things are looking like here. I mean, sure, let's give the storm gear over to Amy so that way she has a decent weapon. And also give her the green sleeves, and then she'll have a shield, so she'll have some more defense. Oh, she can't use those. Well, then this guide has lied to me. Shit. How about these ones? Can you use those, Amy? No. So I guess there's just a bunch of shit that we're gonna go and deposit real quick. Okay, now, before I continue, I do want to have a quick look also at if that amber robe does anything useful. If not, then I will have to store that as well. Oh, the amber robe also casts Gi-Res. So we have a lot of things that can do that now, which is great. Apparently the truth sleeves cast. Okay, so I'm gonna reclaim those in a moment. So I think I've got a couple of things for other folks to drop off. Yeah. We don't need the Marrera gum. And Rolf, do you have more shit to drop off? How about you? Rudo, you don't have it. Or Amy. Yeah, I gotta go back in there, pick up the green sleeves, and start distributing our E-res items. Is that one, right? Oh, it's the... Whoops. Yeah, sometimes there's a couple of phases of, like, they really needed another confirmation option here. Like, pressing B after I say, hey, I'm not actually taking that. I meant to take something else. That can be a little bit on the crusty side here. Cast G-Res. Rudo has the green sleeve, the truth sleeves, pardon me. Amy has the... her robe, I think we determined has that. Yes. And Anna has the Cressa gear. I'll double check and see. Can that be equipped to... No, Rudo can use the Cressa gear, so we'll hand that over to him. And Rudo, you hand the truth sleeves over to Anna, who really cannot kind of use of them as a defensive item. Yeah, no, those are literally only to be equipped by Sheer. So, with all of that inventory management out of the way, I'm gonna go save again because of some reason. Yeah, I pressed B and we went to the title screen for some reason. Whoops. Oh well, that's fine. Only adds a few seconds. It's not like we're speedrunning or anything. Alright. Now go onto the roof and get on the last spaceship. So, off to Desalis we go. Oh boy, there is some atmosphere going on here. We got a whole area to navigate before we can get out into the mainland here, I see. And yes, we are back to fighting multiple types of enemies here. Yeah, Amy equipped the storm gear, and off we go. We're fighting both biomonsters and machines. in this world, I believe. So, and the ones in Dazalis are looking a little bit more fucked up. Isn't that wonderful? You mean no? Well, that's entirely fair, honestly. Oh boy, I like this. This is such a huge mess of a location. Ooh, it's a chest full of some money. That's nice. Hey, we found the magic cap. Let's rescue Shipley's. Oh, it's 11. Found some newspaper, I see. All right then. Yeah, this guy is significantly... These are significantly more stout than the last time we saw that sprite. That's great. What do you got? Found Mojic Cap. That's... Alright then. Deal with these. Oh, neither of them is very useful. Okay. Gotcha. Alright. Yeah. Gas leak. That can be extremely dangerous. Oh, that's not good. Nobody likes a gas leak. Causes a gas leak turned out to be a simple mistake. Yeah. Not infrequent, really. Oh. Another magic cap. At least the Meseta seems to be real. Oh shit, hey, that's the thing that just whooped our ass, but it's a different different color. Hopefully this thing isn't too severely damaging for us. Cast G-Res on Amy. Very good. Got 7,800 Meseta. Nice. Also, I guess these guys are basically called Gunbuster, huh? Speaking of various mecha anime that would prove to be major inspirations for this series, right? Hey, how you doing, nerd? No, really, how are you? Nice sign emote. God, that thing still makes me laugh. How incredibly goofy. Oh. That's actually properly walled in on that way. Well, dang it. Game. You're no fun, or something. Hey, look at these messed up birds. They're 3 eyes. And green. And if the owls look like that where you come from, ugh. Move. Meanwhile, here's the same sprite already. That's the Sky Tiara. It died nice and quickly, but of course it was the only enemy there, so... Usually that tends to make encounters significantly faster, who could imagine? Oh, wrong one. Here, and I believe this is the way we want to go first. Is we take that and we are just sort of settled out here in the middle of the snow. And we're gonna have to go through that maze like every time, aren't we? Oh, jeez. I don't like that. Ah, yes, here we go. An enemy with a fun name again, the Eyesore. I'm just so glad that they made that choice. It's a pretty good one. And here we are. On some green dudes that we can't really understand very well, I see. Can we at least use the services here? No, we're stuck unable to speak Zolian, aren't we? Oh, I see. I see what's going on here. Is that we need to actually equip the Mojic cap that we got earlier in order to be able to talk to anyone in this town. Otherwise, we don't speak their language. Meanwhile, the magic caps will actually hinder us some. They hate computers, huh? I'm starting to feel that a little bit. Too. As they've got a little bit of racism for the folks on Parma, and also a bit of an accent there. Makes him sound very southern for being here in the middle of the cold zone. Alright. So what do we got in terms of any of this? Okay, so we've got Alright, Anna wants to pick up the 2 Blackonium slashers. start with here. So we'll start off by equipping those. Oh, I see. It's been lurking, probably like, the hell are you doing here, idiot? And the answer to that, as always, is going to be, oh boy, I don't want to even begin to say, because it's not going to sound smart no matter what. Get the cape. Yeah, Anna gets the cape, apparently. Yeah, you don't need that. Apparently it's not worth much, which is kind of a shock. Amy is still up to date. Rudo, you did not get anything, did you? Oh, you don't need the titanium headgear anymore, that's for sure. And Rolf, well, you still need that, but you definitely don't need these 2 magic caps. Oh. Something you've never seen before. Try something else. Well, alright then. Thanks, buddy. Well, we should definitely heal while we're here, because 200. It's getting a little bit more expensive as we go here. Go have a quick look at the map here and see. Yeah, there's like nothing we gotta do right now. We just gotta teleport back to the place we started at and find our way around the map. Because this is a lot of fun, right? Yeah, go back to Skur Space Station. Love having to do this every time. Equip the titanium headgear again. And now I get to go look at the map to figure out where is our next destination. Okay, I think I've got the route. Because, yeah, otherwise, look at this place. You could get lost in here for, like, a while, to put it succinctly. We will not even try to estimate anything past that. Just a while. You'd be in here for weeks, if not days. I mean, this game is already like a length that feels decent for this time period. But damn if they don't have more techniques of like trying to pad it out, right? And I'm not convinced that it needs the help. To over here we can find an old newspaper. A gas leak has been reported in Score D block. Please evacuate. I would hope you don't put that in a newspaper as such, because that seems like it might take a while to circulate where you need it to, but I digress. The Oaks. That's a... I'm not sure what I expected the thing to do, but I don't know if it was that. Alright then. Alright, here we are. This is the second of the three towns, pardon me. Whip the Moja cap again, and... yeah, 10 years ago. I mean, maybe that's important, but I don't know. Came from the mine, huh? Came to Dizalis to mine Laconia. Yeah, that would cause some issues here, and that might explain a little bit of any of the overall contention between the two civilizations here. Alright, so Rolf, pick up the Laconia sword. And care about any of this other stuff? Apparently, Rudo just wants to keep his laser cannon. So we'll do that. Amy is basically good with what she's got for now. Defensive gear. Do you have anything? Yeah, the Laconinish, we're going to give this to Rudo. And Garda boots for Rolf, Rudo. Yeah. God, our money is vanishing like fast as hell, so that's fine. Equip that. One each for Rolf, one for Rudo, and equip the Lac Sword, equip the Garda boots. Oh, oops. That's me trying to hit my shoulder button for some reason. Why the hell would I think that would do something? That would be really unusual. This is a Sega Genesis game. Anyway, item shop. Let's hand over some stuff that I no longer need. This Sword of Aang, I don't need that. Unfortunately, it's really not worth shit. I have a feeling that most of these treasure items are going to be, like, absolutely valueless, basically. Well, Rudo, you don't need these boots anymore, that's for sure. You've got something a little bit hardier going on, and you don't really need this thing either. Amy's gear is all fine, and same with where Anna is currently set up. Oh, right. I guess I should use the fast travel location here. Because there's one more location that we need to gain access to from Skewer that will then actually kind of open up the overworld to us decently. Yeah, we've got the city of Okba open, and now we have Ryuan. And we need to equip the titanium headgear back to Rolf. And the last one is called Zosa, I believe. So now I've got to figure out the way that we're going to get there. Okay. I've got a nice easy route. The Oranga. Yeah, I mean, they definitely looked very, very apish, so suggesting that these are vaguely orangutan-ish makes a lot of sense. Although, of course, the term here is vaguely, because, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Here. Let's go up this way. We already got the money. This way. Here we pick up the Guardian boots. Oh, okay, so that's what... Oh, I didn't need to buy 2 pairs of those then. Well... Shit, I guess I can just sell one of those at one point, can't I? And by at one point, I mean basically as soon as we get to town and we find a place to sell them. Oh, yikes. Here's another big enemy for us in the form of the Aero Tank. Well, I'm just going in for pure damage and hoping that this thing isn't too bad. At least that this is a fight that we can live through sort of situation, right? And at bare minimum, since it seems to be attacking us just one at a time, like, this is slow, but it seems manageable so far. Yeah, see? Shockingly tolerable. And here we go. Here's our last town of the area, the town of Zosa. And equip our Moja Cap again. Here's our save point. Alright. Dump these off. And not a bad idea to heal. Excellent. That is going to put us in a position where we're basically going to be going, wow, I could really use a lot more money. Because, wow, I could really use a lot more money. Yeah, you got the titanium gear, right? Yeah. Okay, is there any real value to using the magic caps for anything? Answer is no, so we can just chuck these. Oh, piss off. Well, fine. Anna, you go ahead and take both of these. Because, yeah, now we're back in the realm of money grinding. Excellent. I get to take a quick look here and see how much we need totally. So that's 28,000 plus 29,000 plus 9,800. $500. We already have the cape, right? Yes. Okay, so that's all I need for a grand total of 74,300 Meseta that I need to pick up. And we are at not even 20k. So this is going to be a minute, basically. I apologize. This is sort of one of those, like, this is what I was afraid of sort of moments when it came to this game, of why I wasn't necessarily the most confident in wanting to play this on stream, because I was afraid there was going to be, like, significant amounts of grind fest that would crop up. Also, ouch, that is a large amount of damage that we took. We should probably stick closer to the, to town. Yeah, that's pretty good reason to, because Amy just died. Good. Love it when that happens. And of course, we have to re-equip our Mojic cap here in order to be able to do anything in town, because, yes. Alright, cloning place. Good. Well, I can't say nothing, Lears. That's alright. How's it going, buddy? Let's, yeah, revive our healer. Only 420. I was fully expecting these revive prices to start getting really gross by this point, like thousands or something. And somehow not that bad. Yeah, some of the faces in this are a little bit... The old lady at the cloning place definitely looks, well... I mean, for a start, she's got blue skin. That seems like a bit of a worry. At least these dudes have the sort of excuse of being not humans as we know them. Yeah, I know. A big reason why I got on early to stream is because I didn't want to fall asleep at like 4 in the afternoon or something and then wake up at 10 again or some bullshit, which is what has been happening to me because my sleep schedule is so far out of whack. Well, Lears, I mean, you can clone yourself a better face, but then you gotta put it on the rest of yourself, and yeah, have fun with that, right? You ever try to surgically attach a whole body part to yourself? Although I guess maybe you just get over to the doctor or something. Yeah, okay, just making sure that it's in there, and I guess confirming for everyone else. I'm not sure why she's blue, though. I gotta say that. Like, is it just because of the funky lighting, or what? Ah, shit. Rolf, you better heal yourself, dude. Oh. Yeah, press the... Gotta go up to the next button every time properly. There we go. That part of the Blue Oyster cult. Oh. 8. Wow, that's quite a few, actually. Ah, shit, one of these guys again. Well, if I die, tell my wife I said hello. Or something. Wait. Well, I assume all the others were on Twitch, because this website is probably full of more machine viewers than humans. I mean, I know all of you folks are real-ish, but man, the amount of botting that happens in this website. Oh yeah, remember to re-equip your Mojic cap, otherwise you're not going to be able to talk to these dudes. Just stick the Babel fish in your ear, goddammit, come on. Rolf, quit being such a whiner. Face circuit mask. Just like in at least those posters for Westworld. I think I've got well, I've got an image of that somewhere. I don't have the actual poster because, well, never bothered to look for one after I saw it because of some reason. As I look around it, like, would I have room for shit on my wall, but yeah. A Darth Vader ornament with a candy cane. Is this an edible candy cane, or is it just a Darth Vader who's wielding a candy cane? I mean, it's fine either way, I just... Is this a separate candy cane to the ornament, or... Okay. I get you. I get you now. Anyway. The candy cane from Citizen Oh, Lears. You silly guy. Sit here and mash buttons until we get into some more fights. The Cable Guy. That's a movie that existed that I have not thought about the fact that it does exist for a plurality of years. That's for sure. Hooray! Anna gained a level. Well, I hope she at least got a little more damage or something. What's our money situation looking like? 39k? Okay, we're halfway there. Except that's only partially true because we started at like almost 20 grand, so the amount of grind is not half done yet. Can't equip the healing item, you dullard. Oh, Falco, he has to not get killed on that first stage of Star Fox 64. That's the main thing I remember. Oh, hey, look, it's a big bird, so it's not going to be worth jack shit in terms of money, because we all know that birds don't carry any money with them. Because they're cheapskates or something. I'll take a look at this once I get the ability to actually click a turn here. As I'm getting ambushed. Eh. This is what happens when you show Yu-Gi-Oh cards to someone. Wait. In that time, I could have read a 5-line card or something. I don't know. Anyway, these guys are pretty strong, so we're hitting a point of, like, take a few fights and come in here and heal, because, yeah. To reiterate, our target here is 74,300 Meseta is what we need in order to get the rest of our equipment that we want. We could just use healing magic also, but, I mean, listen. I don't feel like it. Town is literally right there. Yeah, shocking amount of time without an encounter starting. I don't recall what the deal with that, both words are applicable with regard to that emote off the top of my head is. So, yeah, I can't say much there. It's our 1,000. Because I do sort of recall something about that a while ago, though. So that's certainly going to throw off my perception of time or anything. Oh. Go to the place to heal. Yeah, I was going to say, that seems like a significantly old story, but I wasn't sure if I was just imagining it or not. You know, I suppose the least I can say here is that at least these birds are worth more money than it costs to heal. Excuse me. Put the titanium helmet again. Well, titanium gear, headgear, I guess. Might technically not be a helmet. Ah, neat. That's usually pretty nice. Ah, yes, this thing again. And it hits like a truck. At least the money drop is pretty good, I guess. Yeah, the hell with it. I'm not gonna go back into town to heal. Just do that. Neat, we gained some levels. Those upgraded rabbits, the Rabbitas, are worth a pretty good amount of both money and experience. So if I could get more of those, because they don't seem to be very hard, that would be nice. But, of course, the game's not going to be nice. Thank you for the 100 bits. As always, I appreciate it. Only about 8,000 more to go. 8,000 Maseda, so we'll be done with this very, very soon. And then we can finally move on to more inventory management, really. I was going to say, to more interesting content, and then I realized that's going to be a minute, actually. Ah, yes, more of the large miners to deal with. 100 copy of Shaq Fu, nice. $3 for a copy of Quest 64. That's a better price than I got from mine at the time. Which, I'm pretty sure I paid like 10 bucks for a copy of that game, which is still a perfectly fine price, all considered, so... Yeah, it was cartridge only. Unfortunately, none of the other stuff. But that's just kind of how it goes. And yeah, of course, like everything else, even the games that people don't have any real respect for, the level of what really is kind of a speculative market was just like, oh yeah, these are becoming popular now, so they just started jacking the prices up, and yeah, you know, they just started jacking. Well, it's because the animals, the native animals here, are really, really fucked up due to the biological basically sort of bioengineering gone horribly awry. The guys twiddling their thumbs are like actually some sort of ape-like creature, judging by the name of Aranga that they have for one of them. How is it? That's a good question, Mega Man. I don't know what the deal is with those rabbits. 4-hour stream. No, I'm going to be wrapping up in like half an hour because it's only been like a regular 3-hour. Yeah, they've just kind of got some sort of like fucked up body horror disease or something. I don't know what the deal is with them exactly, but yeah, see, we have enough money, but yeah, actually, let's go and I mean, I guess in theory, it's just I'm gonna I gotta remember where my stuff is. You can see my ability to juggle like any brain cells here, not really very existent. Let's go ahead and heal. Okay. Now, let's go pull up the list and see where everything is. That way we're doing as little teleporting around as needed here. Because, yeah, do you have the helmet here? Yes, you do have the helmet, so oh, is that not usable by the fuck then? Guidebook? I assume that it just like mixed up which one goes to Rolf and which one goes to Rudo. 1 second. Oh, so apparently, yeah, Rolf can't use any stronger helmets than the titanium helmet until the very end. Yeah, well, that actually kind of makes things a little bit easier for us, really. Yeah, I would assume that there'd be that matter of the community being shut down as a major part of it, which is pretty unfortunate. So I think I gotta go to like all of these wait, no, we're already in Zosa, so we actually need to go pick up a set of boots here. for Anna. Right? Yeah, the Shun boots. Shuna boots. Whatever. Oh yeah, it sounds like a... Well, it sounds like a huge mess, basically. Yeah, sometimes it does happen, at least, so... You don't need those anymore, Anna. And Rudo, you have a helmet that I can sell, right? Oh no, I haven't equipped that, but... He's got the Crescent gear, so I'm not going to dump that because that lets him cast a healing spell on himself. That's too good to get rid of, actually. So yeah, back to... And now we go to Okba, because there is a thing we need to pick up there. In the form of a set of boots. Once I find the equipment shop, anyway. Yeah. There were no weapons that I needed here, right? Yeah, we've already dealt with that part of things, yeah. Alright, now we can go sell Amy's regular boots, and... Then... We should be basically good to proceed for now. If I unequip the Mojit cap, I can still use the... I can still use the Visiphone, right? Or are they going to make me put that back on in order to be able to actually do that? Yeah, okay, because it's calling the one on Motavia. At least now the dudes from the other planet don't think I'm just crank calling them or something. Would feel bad. Yeah, let's keep going. First, we pull up the map. Now, we don't have to go this way yet. I just want to see if there's something here that's like actually... No, it's not visible on the overworld right now. All right, then. Okay. So we're starting in this side, right? All the way in the right end. This is the crevice. This is our little mini dungeon before we get to our location, our destination, rather. Oh. Not necessarily dissimilar words, I guess, huh? Just keep the map of this location up. I'm assuming that we want to go in sort of a downward direction here because, well, I just walked into a pit. That wasn't really my most clever moment here, but perhaps we can put this to use in some way by dropping down even further. At least the enemies here are not, like, super hard. Anything. Okay, so I guess as we just go back up and... edge here. This should lead us to the wrong exit. Fuck. Well, I'm happy about that. Well, yeah, I guess they're gonna make me do the longest possible walk around here, right? Fuck. Well, that's fine. We can just take a couple more fights as I completely fumble this control thing here. Because of obvious reasons, me being a fool. Stuff. Took us further over. Okay. Don't move around this like a complete idiot. Blocksy. Way over here. Just trying to get a feel for this. I was really hoping this would be much shorter considering the basics of what I know I gotta do here, but hey. I'm not the person who designed this. I'm not that sicko. Ah, yes, here's a nice big elephant guy for us. Oh god, I gotta heal after this fight. So I'm curious what everybody's level is right now. Gotcha. Alright. Amy, go ahead and Narez up Rudo. I mean, yeah, you've got plenty of TP, but yeah, we'll have Rolf distribute some Gi-Res instead, I guess. To have him take some of the burden here of spending that much mana. Okay, now just to double check that this is indeed going to put me out at the highest up exit here. Yeah, and there's nothing to do here. But I had to be sure. Wow, we didn't kill a single one of them. Are you kidding me? You know, 2 turns worth of all of that. Well, at least we took them all out at once as a result later. Amazing. Oh, ouch. Alright. Rolf, it's time for you to start using the Aegis. And Anna, you will use the... It was the Truth Sleeves, yeah. Alright. So that way they can heal up. Meanwhile, the rest of the party goes on offense. I have to tell them to switch to normal attacks next time around. Ah, yes, Mastodon. We're all the pretentious people. Wait, no. Well, you see, when you say Mastodon in relation to any sort of technological thing, I'm going to think of the social media platform that still exists. It's not like it's dead or anything. Excuse me. It's just that it's not really that widely populated. It has some things to it that are kind of good in terms of like as a medium, but also it is kind of where it's where the like toxic libertarians go, from what I can recall. Or at least it's got that energy. Maybe it's just sort of like less intentional with that than anything. But also definitely a lot of the people who are very like specifically Mastodon fans also kind of give me a lot of the same mental image, mental energy of like the Linux hardcore people. Not to be like, oh, Linux is bad, because Linux is fine. But some people who are like, who use Linux are just really big jerk-offs about it. And I would not say that Linux is really for everybody. It's definitely a skill that you have to acquire a little bit. And yeah, pretty much the uh-oh was kind of merited, to put it nicely. Which, for me, putting things nicely, that's a thing I'm not used to, that's for dang sure. Now this should finally get us out in the location that I was looking to get out in. Oh, this is set. I thought you guys were statues. You just sort of looked the part. Yeah? That's some interesting business. These guys are very, being very indirect about it and not naming him. Probably because it would spoil the fact that the name has been translated differently from what it was in Phantasy Star 1. Oh, oops, it's a character from a previous game. I'm spoiling it early. Lutz, the last telemental on Algol. And by Lutz, we mean Noah, at least in terms of the name that was used in the translation of Phantasy Star on the Master System. Because, in case you haven't noticed it, I know I said it earlier, but the localizations on these games are kind of messy. And that's just sort of been a thing throughout the entire history of the Phantasy Star franchise. Like, even up to today, I think there's some issues with some of the shit in PSO2. You seem surprised that I know your name. Don't you remember? This is the second time we have met. Huh? I saved you from death after an accident on a spaceship with your parents when you were 10. It's probably somewhere in the manual, huh? What woke me was Alice's scream. So you were the last descendant of Alice who fought to protect Algol. Beautiful Alice, the symbol of Algol, was fighting the Dark Force in that dream. The Dark Force was trying to destroy Algol, but in the end was itself destroyed. Well, thank you for bringing me up to speed a little bit, because that's still kind of non-specific sounding. But that doesn't mean there is no longer anyone trying to destroy Algol. You, Rolf, must arm yourself for battle. One valuable item is the Arrow Prism. It will let you see that which cannot be seen. Also, arm yourself with Nay's weapons. Wait, what? Wasn't she just... Is she someone of, like, larger importance, then? Maybe it's just a shared name or something, I don't know. Prepare yourself, and then I will tell you about the enemy's plans. Alright, well, in that case, first of all, we open the chest and collect ourselves the prism. That would be the Arrow Prism, as you would probably guess. It will be of some importance for our quest, but we'll have to have a look at that next time. Because, yeah, we're just about at the timer there for my 3 hours. And we'll save those... Save finding those things for next time. We have to find them in 4 dungeons scattered throughout Dezalis. It's going to be a bit of a strange adventure on some level. You see how a large part of this game is kind of in this progression of like, okay, you access the whole width of this world, now you have to go to various places in it. It's an interesting sort of gameplay loop. Rather odd.